Hello traders, this is Trade Dog's weekly video, and in this video I will go briefly through 240-minute charts, daily and weekly charts of the US indices and German DAX. So markets are again on the important inflection point, like when S&P was here and the breakdown was made. Now it is again here, and a large move could begin from this same area. So the big question is, could this be a V-shaped bottom? But yes, it could, but I mean, in my opinion, that technical analysis now favors rolling over from here. It doesn't mean that it has to be 100% correct and that we must roll over from here, but as you will see in these charts, I think that we are hitting some really good resistances, and that we should expect at least a reaction from here, if not to retest these December lows on every of these indices. So this is the S&P, confluence of the horizontal resistance and 61.8 retracement of this latest swing. Also note that on every index, S&P, Nasdaq, Russell, DAX, oscillators are going down already, rolling over, while the price is still going up. So we have a bearish divergence there. Also on US indices, this prominent high here made on early December 2018, and this here has also we have this bearish divergence here. This is the situation on the S&P. This is on Nasdaq. Again, note that Nasdaq is already tested 61.8. Nasdaq is still below its major trend line and slightly above its resistant field. This is Russell. It's poked a bit above 61.8. Also oscillators make the RSI rolling down already while the price is going up. Also this prominent high, look at the position of the MACD here and here, RSI here is higher. And now on DAX was sitting here below this resistance around 11,000 level. Also oscillator starting to roll down, also below its main resistance line. Now let's go to the daily chart and note that not only we have this horizontal resistance, main resistance, very close to the current price is testing it basically. Not only that we have 61.8, but we also have daily 50 moving average very close, and it could act as a magnet also, and the price could test this moving average. Also price could make a false breakout going slightly above all of this, above the resistance, above the 61.88, above daily 50, and then roll over. This is the situation on the S&P, this is on Nasdaq, this is on Russell, and this here is a VIX that as you can see is steadily going down, the opposite of the stock market, of course, and it is a good thing to keep an eye on it. This is DAX. Note also that on every of these indices, these 3 candles are the last 3 days on DAX. Daily range is contracting here. 50 moving average is here. Contraction almost always leads to expansion. As you can see here, contraction, few days of contraction, moving down, hard to the upside, hard to the downside, whipsawing. It is something that is, you could expect on the on indices. Let's go briefly back to the S&P, and note the amplitude of the moves in now is completely different than in this example, and this is something that happened in 2015, big drop, then retest with a higher low of that drop, and that rally failed completely, making a lower low in January 2016, and then that low was retested again in February 2016. So we have two lows here, failure, and two lows there. And now we had this like two lows February and April 2018 rally that failed. Now maybe again we could have two lows here. Let's go to the weekly chart. On weekly chart, S&P bounced hard from the 200 weekly average. Also situation on weekly, of course, the same, near resistance above the trend line, so the weekly trend isn't violated. On the Nasdaq was far from its 200. Russell, as the weakest of US indices, was below the 200 but bounced from the good support area here on the weekly chart, and DAX, as the weakest of all of these indices, broken not only the 200 moving average but also its trend line dating from September 2011 and trading for many weeks now below it. So we couldn't really know in advance. We could not know in advance what will going to happen here. Is it really going to be a V-shaped bottom? But as you can see, plenty of resistances right above here, and I think the logical case would be that we see some kind of rollover here, and that rollover then of course can retest these lows, can make higher low, can make lower low. We shall see about that. Also on next week we have, other than these technical things, we have fundamentally we have trade balance, Chinese trade balance. Then on Monday, then on Tuesday we have Draghi speaking. Then on Wednesday we have Bank of England Governor Carney speaking. Then on Thursday we have Bank of Japan Kuroda speaking, and G20 meetings that beginning on Thursday and all day on Friday. Besides that, we also have official start of the earnings session. Officially and traditionally it starts with Alcoa on Wednesday, but even as early on Monday we have Citi, and the whole week we have large banks, and one of the FANG stocks is reporting on Thursday. It is Netflix. So we will see about that. But as you can see on the from the technical point of view, I think that technical analysis really favors rolling over from here. So be ready for either of these scenarios. Either we will get this week could be really pivotal for this first quarter. Either we are going to get a rollover from here, which in my opinion is a scenario with bigger odds than a breakout of all of these resistances. And this is it for this weekly video. I wish you good trading and good night.